Going live. Bobby, are you famous? Oh, it's so dark in here. Mate, it's like a frosty winter. Hey, folks. Welcome to Lockdown Survival Round 2. It is happening. We are here in, the house. The Christmas tree is gone. It's very sad. I miss the Christmas tree. But I want to say thank you for being here. So today is, as I say, Lockdown Survival. So Wednesday is 6 p.m. I'm doing a live session. And I want to use this space to really encourage you to ask any questions you might have, to sort of steer the conversation. And essentially what this is meant to be is me showing up for you guys, just to create a bit of a happy space. I have pretty much just got back from walking the dog. Today has been an incredibly intense day. In fact, this week is an incredibly intense week. I mean, tomorrow I only have, 8.5 something hours of Skype calls. It's going to be good. But I'm looking forward to it. So I'm just sort of, the initial thing with these live sessions is just me like going blah, 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 because I'm just like waiting for people to tune in. And I repeat myself a few times as people tune in. So some of you guys might have seen the video I put up on Monday. It's just a wee little video, but it announced something very big. There's a few things to dive into there, but what I'd like to is I really struggle reading the comments at the same time as talking. It just does not work. What I'd really like to do is to just pick apart why every year I take a word or a phrase and I try and I make that the theme for the year. So last year, I've already mentioned it, as I say on my Monday upload, 2020 was the year of community and connection. And I really feel like that goal was achieved despite everything that happened. 2021 is a year of showing up. And this little live session, Lockdown Survival, is meant to just be a little bit of fun in the darkness, a little bit of joy, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit connection time. And as I say, the truth of it is it's simply me showing up for you guys, and just being available. So if, as for those of you guys who are tuning in, you have any questions, anything you'd like to talk about, or you'd obviously like me to talk about, please have a think, pop it in the comments. And when there are no questions, I essentially just jabber on about all sorts of things. The beauty of living a very busy, crazy life is there are usually plenty of things to talk about. I have weird hiccup things. No, ignore. I'm so sorry. So 2021, year of showing up, not just for the community, not just for Wild, but also for myself. You know, and in the last session last week, I talked about how, with the announcement of the lockdown, I initially teetered on the edge of despair, sort of as though I was stood on the edge of a volcano and my body was just deciding if I was going forwards or backwards. And when I felt like I was falling forwards, I spread my arms and lo and behold, I was elastic and they went right out to the edge of the crater and I held myself up. And then because I'm strong, I went and I was like, also, that was really fun to do. Can I do that more often? I flew up and rebelled against the potential fall into the darkness, and instead I felt angry. So I dived into in the first episode into the anger that I felt, into the arguably the injustice, the misrepresentation of people's mental well-beings, how poorly I really truly believe the situation is being handled, how vulnerable it's leaving. 80%, it's probably higher than that now, that's an older study, but of adults are feeling like emotionally distraught, fragile, stressed, whatever phrase you want to use, they use in the article. And that is just ridiculous. That's people who previously are mentally sound are struggling. There's so much to it and I'm not going to dive in, but it broke my heart and I felt angry. I felt like, okay, COVID / the government has made a bit of a move and I want to make a move back. Like I have to treat this like a game because otherwise I'm going to be crushed and I'm not having that. So here I am showing up. Hello. It's an old house with dark lights. The Christmas tree is gone, but we're here because we're well and truly into January now. And I thought we'd just have a bit of a chat. So as I say, pop stuff in the side, and I will steer the conversation around any themes you guys want to lead things on. But I want to start with the big announcement that I shared on Monday, and that is that the One Wildlife podcast is officially live. And talking about showing up, being vulnerable go hand in hand. And every time I do a live session, it could be very easy for someone who doesn't understand how YouTube works to think that just jumping on here and doing a live session is simple. Is not. And usually when I'm a bit all over the place, it's because I have just jumped on after doing something else. I haven't quite given it the structured thought, and I haven't this time either, if I'm honest, because today has been busy, and we'll get into that. But it takes a lot of energy out from you, and showing up takes a lot of energy out from you. And with December last year, where I sort of had a bit of a burnout situation, I took the month out from uploading videos and just tried to take a little bit of a step back, focus on one thing at a time. And I'm learning so much, and Anna and I have been talking. I say that because she's over there somewhere in the house. We've been talking about how we're just permanently exhausted because, why? And the why is because we're doing so much work up here. We're communicating a lot, and for me, that's a lot about wild. I'm a very creative person in my head, but I really struggle getting the stuff from here onto paper, and then the stuff on paper into action. And she's amazing at that, and that's one thing that makes us a really good team. But it's harnessing that time away and that stepping back, and COVID doesn't have to be a threat to us in the mental sense. This is life. It can really build us up, and it's all about that perspective shift. So coming back to showing up. So I've been learning a lot about showing up for myself. And I think I naturally do that anyway because I'm stubborn. And in one way, they go hand in hand. So I have often got a lot of goals, a lot of things. I sort of function through goals. I always have yearly goals. I always have monthly goals, weekly goals. It's literally just how I keep myself going, and I function well with it. And for the last couple of years, it's been, ping-ponged around in my mind about a podcast. And I go, well, there's a bazillion podcasts out there. What am I going to do? How am I going to be individual? What am I going to talk about? What would I like listeners to get out of it? How am I going to manage that workflow? There's so much to it. And also just having the energy and the capacity to do that. And, one of the amazing things about sort of slowly growing the team with Wild, with Anna coming on and people doing other things, is that it gives me more space to think about things and actually find my courage. And as of Monday, so a couple of days ago, as I say, the One Wildlife podcast is officially live. So it is live. Sorry, I saw line. And it is amazing. It feels insane. As the years go by, the things that I have thought about are just slowly coming true. And the reason why I say that is because we're in this for the long haul. That's COVID and that's life. Good things don't come easy. There's that classic saying, and then Rome wasn't built in a day. It's so true. And it's really important when we have ideas, when we have things that inspire us, little flecks of hope or whatever you want to call them, that we make a note of those and we just keep them in our back pocket. We keep them close, but we don't put that pressure on ourselves to make them happen, because in that pressurizing, you're compressing the idea. And the whole point of ideas and creativity is they're supposed to be allowed space. They're supposed to be able to evolve and develop and grow and twist and explode. And that is what creativity is. And if you start to put pressure on it, if you start to compress it, then it's not creativity. It's much more structured. Creativity is free. And being able to have this space and to be able to find the courage to do the podcast is amazing. And so just a little introduction episode went up on Monday, and then every other week I'm going to be uploading just so hello Mr. Barnes. Oh, Dave's here again. Hi, Dave. Every other week I'll be uploading new podcasts, and I take it very seriously, because first of all, the One Wildlife podcast, my gosh, it has been an absolute roller coaster getting this set up. And I'll tell the full story in the final episode of season 1. So 6 episodes, 6 episodes per season. So hopefully that will be 3 seasons a year if I decide this is something that's worth keeping going. It is a lot of work. It was a lot of carnage getting the thing set up. If you are new to podcasts, can I just encourage you now, whilst this is running, because essentially I'm just talking, and you haven't subscribed, could you please whip out your phone or your app thing on your laptop, whatever you're watching this on, and just find a podcast player, type in One Wildlife Podcast with me, Abbie Barnes, and hit subscribe, hit follow, and hit share. It would be so appreciated. And the reason why this is not an egotistical thing, this is because I really am passionate about people. Thank you, Patrick. And I want the One Wildlife podcast, or I am going to manifest and make the One Wildlife podcast. It is connected. The foundation of everything I do is, boom, the brand on the hoodie. Spend more time in the wild. But with the One Wildlife podcast, there are no boundaries. We are taking some of the values of wild and making them individual compartments. So with wild, one of the values is to live wholeheartedly, is to live courageously, and to live authentically. And essentially, that right there is to be human. And I am taking that human and I'm putting it back in humanity. So through the One Wildlife podcast, I am having real life conversations with real life people about real life stuff. That is essentially it. Now, obviously, there's going to be a running theme of there are people I'm interested in, because that makes it a lot easier for me to do the research. There is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, just like a YouTube video. So step 1 is I find somebody I'm interested in. Step 2 is I have to be brave, which is hard, and contact them and say, well, hello there. I have something that might just interest you. And then be vulnerable to a no. Thank you very much. Thankfully, I haven't had any of those yet, but I know they will come soon because I have a long list of a lot of people. Step 3 is to, whilst you're arranging some kind of date with them, or to arrange a date to have a conversation, you might have an initial chat on the phone, is once that's secured, is to research, aka stalk your guest. I really want to get to know my guest, because I don't want these to be interviews. I want them to be conversations. I want to push through the job titles. I want to push through the academic achievements. I want to push through the credentials that these people have for their employment or whatever, the amazing things they've done. I want to get down to the human. I want to really break it down to the nitty-gritty and to make it relatable for everybody. So the goal is to leave you from a conversation with whoever to feel one or two of these things, and that is educated, that is inspired, that is empowered, that is uplifted, and to be able to facilitate any one or 4 or 3 or 2 of those words, and take that energy and put it into your own life. So that is purely the focus of the One Wildlife. For as long as possible, I would like to emphasize I'm going to steer away from having a financial sponsor, because I really want to try and live out in this way, in a way that I think people can understand, that actually we have to invest in ourselves. So spend more time in the wild is essentially sponsoring the One Wildlife podcast, because I am hosting the podcast. I'm sponsoring myself, essentially. And why? Because I really believe I've got something in here that I can put out here. And I would like that to be a metaphor for all of us, to look inside, to think about our strengths and our weaknesses, and to just commit to investing in ourselves. Now, this is an opportunity for me to say that I will be saying in every episode, because it's so important, a thank you to the Patreons of Spend More Time in the Wild, because Spend More Time in the Wild is essentially founded, like the foundation, especially the financial foundation, is through Patreon. Being a YouTuber, I am not a millionaire. I would like to emphasize that. Yes, I do get a bit of revenue through. Yes, every advert you click or watch does make a difference. I mean, I get a penny or 2. Thank you if you can do that. That's one fantastic way to support Wild. Of course, sharing the video, subscribing, anything like that, even just being here today is amazing. But essentially, to join Patreon is a step further, because if you become a Patreon, you as an individual you're through the screen and you are like here. And that makes such a difference. Any feedback I get, any interaction, any anything through Patreon, it hits me at a deeper level, a more visceral level. I really take on board anything there. It's a safe space for me. Being here on a live session is vulnerable, as I've already said. It's exposing. It's a little bit scary because anybody could tune on here and leave a comment. But on Patreon, I feel safe. I know I'm seen, I know I'm loved, I know I'm accepted. And these people who are on Patreon, who have taken a step to offer 3, 5, 10, 15, whatever it is, pounds, dollars, euros a month, they want to be there. They want to absorb the content that I'm putting out. They want to be involved in all the extra stuff. They want to represent Wild as a community. And I love that. So the only reason why I'm saying this, and I'll just share the link now for anybody who would like to check it out. That's the wrong link. I'm not showing that link. The reason why I'm saying this is because I know a lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of people are feeling isolated. A lot of people are feeling alone. Just joining Patreon is an opportunity to connect with people. Now, yes, there is that financial barrier, and I'm sorry if that's too much. But of course, in order for me to continue doing what I'm doing, in order to be able to put out the podcast, the videos, yada, 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 everything is, any support you can offer is going to make a difference. And essentially what you're doing is, yes, you're investing in me, but you're actually investing in Wild. And Wild is designed to help people and to help the planet, to put it blankly. So thank you to anybody who joins. Thank you to those of you who have just subscribed to the podcast. Thank you to those of you who have hit like for this video. It really, really makes a difference. And right now, it seems, actually, do we even think about that? You know, I've struggled with the last week or so because I've had some challenging comments and things coming through on YouTube, and I've had to do a journey. I've had to watch my reaction through the conversations and situations that have come up. I've spoken to people who are close to me. Anna and I have worked through a lot. I've cuddled Bobby a lot. I've cried. I've been angry. I've been desperate. This is an exposing job, but that is part of it, and I welcome it. I'm growing through that, and I'm so thankful that I have an environment in which I can stay open-minded. But we don't really think about the consequences of hitting like or dislike. In fact, we don't even think it requires much energy. But that one single action is going to have a consequence. It's going to be like, oh, this video is doing well, or oh man, this video is going downhill. You know, like if I were to look at that and take that on board. And the truth is, if we can click like or dislike, if we can comment or share, those are tiny actions. All they literally require us to do is to move our thumb and our finger. I mean, try not to use your thumb, like break it up, stop the arthritis and all that. Can we implement that in our daily lives? It's a tiny action, but it makes a difference. It can have a big consequence. Can we take that mindset and think every little action can have a knock-on effect further down the line? Like I like to say, we are a consequence of what we consistently do. Have a little think about that. The like button matters. What are you clicking like on in real life? What are you clicking dislike on in real life? What are the knock-on effects of that in real life? What are you subscribing to in real life? Let's take these concepts, which essentially the founders and creators of YouTube or Facebook or Instagram have taken these words because we understand them. But actually, we can harness this so-called making us the product and actually implement that here in real life. Like, if that just helps us understand things a little bit more, if it helps us compartmentalize and break down things, that can actually be quite empowering. So just a little thought there. So yes, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I was mentioning the podcast, the One Word Life podcast, which is live. And I really hope that this can be inspirational for you. I hope it can be fun for you. If you have any recommendations or people you would like to see on the podcast, I really sure say, like, drop it in the side there, get in touch, leave it in the comments, whatever. It'd be lovely to hear from you. And it's exciting. You know, for me, it's really exciting because I love YouTube. I love everything it's opened up for me, but it becomes monotonous. And I've had some really good conversations in the last week with a few people now, you know, setting up the podcast and dealing with these comments and things that have come through. And I've been trying to shift my perspective, and I'm really trying to realize that actually I am running a business now, essentially. And whether, like, I want to steer that down the charity route, whether I want to steer that down, you know, whatever sort of thing is a different conversation. But it's always just lose my train of thought just like that. It's like whew, gone, like a snowflake. You have it 1 minute, gone the next. I do like snow. Who has snow? Put a thumbs up if you have snow. Actually, no, put a snowflake. Then I can have snow too. Thanks. What was I talking about? Come on, you can do this. I have to work on this because it sometimes concerns me. Hi. Have you listened to any of this? Do you know what I was talking about? Same as last week. No, but it was because I lost the snowflakes. I have a tea machine. Thanks.
I'm only the hand.
Yeah, you only, of course, you only the hand. Yeah.
Have you lost your plot again?
I have lost the plot. It's a stress thing. Yeah, I know it's a stress thing. Thank you. There's a stress thing apparently. Losing the plot.
There's an excuse.
The giant cup again. Yeah, Anna's cup's bigger than mine. Cheers. Drink cup tea or go home. I am home. That doesn't work. It's very hard to drink liquid, like cold liquid in a cold house. Can I just tell you that? Okay, so a few people need a delivery system like this.
Oh. I'm sorry, I can't be everywhere at all times.
They'll be in the store by November 2050.
If one of them invents cloning.
True. No, we're not going down the cloning route.
Okay.
Just
go back in the kitchen. Great. So this is where we have come to.
No, come back. Great, I'm in trouble now. Okay, sorry guys. I just want to take 1 second just to try and get back to what I was saying. If anybody can remember where I lost the plot, I'd really appreciate that. Because I think I was talking about something that was somewhat important. Meanwhile, cheers. Yeah, I was talking about making films, oh, I know what I was saying. Thank you. I remembered to whoever reminded me. Yes, podcast is personal. Thank you very much. Are new. You are good for me. I love YouTube. It gives me so many opportunities, but I find that, you know, so this is why I lose the concentration, because I have so many avenues I want to go down. Like my brain is like the past, present, and the future all at once, all the time. So yes, start with YouTube. I love YouTube. It's opened so many opportunities. I really enjoy the hiking films, the content that I put out, but that has been like one product. And I have been branching out in the last few months. You know, I've been bringing in different regions, such as the Alps in Germany and Austria. I'm bringing in the Abbie and Anna show with sort of real life conversations, talking about hard things and making them, or bringing in our own sense of a way of communicating. And I know some people find that too light, but essentially we are doing the hard things. We have done a lot of hard things. We are in a very vulnerable place, and we want to literally extend that metaphorical hand to anybody who is feeling vulnerable and invite them to laugh. Because I can honestly say, hand on heart, wherever your heart is, somewhere around here, the laughing has saved my life. And that's essentially what we're doing with the Abbie and Anna show. We're broadening that. We're talking about that. We're really trying to make sure we're honing this on the right path. But we're taking that one value of wild. And if you had to spend more time in the wild.co.uk, you can have a look on the wild tab. You can see the 5 values of wild. One of them, literally, of the business is to laugh every day, because laughter really is the best medicine, and smiling really is one of the greatest gifts that you can give anybody around you. So I just wanted to put that out there. All these different things. And I have been talking about potentially bringing in some training videos. I have a working title for that. I almost shared it, but I'm not going to, because I would like to first run it by my Patreons. So there are only over nearly 230 people actually who are part of Patreon now, individuals just like you who are on Patreon. And on Saturday, we have a Patreon live session, and hopefully, I'll be chatting about the training things, and hopefully just be steered. I'm going to throw out all my ideas and see what folk have to say. So that's literally what I mean. The public space is different from Patreon. I show up here, but I show up there, and there is just a little bit safer for me. And really, really fun. I have to put that out there. So yeah. So that's YouTube. But with the podcast, this is really taking me quite a while to get to the point, let's be honest. With the podcast, I'm very, very, very excited, because literally I can now go, this person's interested me, I'm going to email them. This person interests me, I'm going to call them. That's not going to happen. I really hate picking up the phone. This person's interesting, I'm going to message them. And I can see if I can make that happen. And it's so cool. Like, I was just reading the BMC, the British Mountaineering magazine, and it's like, oh, this lady from this initiative, she seems nice. Let's drop her a message. I haven't done that yet. I'm too scared, but I'm gonna get to that point. And it's so exciting because suddenly it's a brand new dimension, not just for wild, in a sense that, okay, cool, we can have meaningful conversations, real life conversations, we can inspire, we can empower, yada, 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 but also for me, because for the first time ever, I'm putting myself out there in a way that actually involves a one-to-one interaction with somebody else. And okay, so under normal circumstances, I do wild walks every month, yada, yada, there's all these things going on. But this is just different, and it's requiring a lot of energy. It's requiring a lot of conscious non-reactiveness, because I could just shut down at the overwhelmingness of it. I could just shut down at how awkward I feel. And I really have a proper issue with thinking that I'm stupid, and thinking that I don't know how to have a conversation. I've recently connected with an old friend from college, and we were chatting the other day, and I'm just like, it's just there. It's just noise. It's kind of like, I don't know, like a fridge. Fridges make noises or a boiler in the background, just permanently like annoying me, just basically making out that I'm really awkward and I'm really stupid. And sometimes I get quite angry at myself, that I can't handle my words, and then I don't think, or that I'm thinking too much, or that I'm sat weird, and I'm like over analyzing everything. And it's kind of hard to deal with sometimes. And then coming on these live sessions and then doing these podcast things, it's like, well, why should I do that? It's tough. But the reason why I should do it is because I haven't done it before. The reason why you should take on whatever is inspiring and motivating and in the back of your mind as a creative project is because you haven't done it before. Don't compress it. Don't pressurize it. Give it space, believe in it, and know that you can achieve it. If you doubt that goal, if you tell yourself you can't, it's going to go away. It's going to lose its power. So yeah, just a little encouragement, because the rounding off of this spiel about things is essentially, it's lockdown, that could crush us, but actually let's move back. The move has been made by COVID and the governments and yada yada. Let's make a move back that actually sees us get out of this space more empowered, more excited, more energized, more motivated, so that when the gate opens and we can go back out into the world, we really can go back out into the world and not just be like a bit of a slug, because we're not designed to be slugs. We are human. Drink tea. Human drinks tea. Tea is good. So anyway, that's some thoughts that I've been having recently with the podcast and the things going on. So I'm showing up with the YouTube, all different things going on. Obviously, the Cleveland Way is out. That's an amazing thing. I'm trying desperately to get on top of a number of things to do with the wild. There's a lot going on. And I'm so excited for this year. And like I said last week, even if this year I can't get backpacking, even if this year I'm just stuck in the UK, like just stuck in the UK, it's like, actually, I say that, I will let you into the little secret. I have been struggling with the UK recently, in a sense that, as somebody who has hiked in the last 3-4 years, probably more than the majority of the UK population in the country, I have been craving, yearning for bigger adventures and harder challenges and more physical, strenuous things. And, that's one reason why I love the Alps. I love editing the Alps videos. I mean, it's kind of painful because I'm like, first of all, freedom. Second of all, mountains. Third of all, sun. Fourth of all, working hard. And it's not here right now. But the truth is, it's also awesome because it's a great space. I love going there. I've only had one bad day in the Alps, and that was just purely my head. And that wasn't really a bad day in the Alps. Who am I kidding? So anyway, obviously it's not about the outdoor space. It's about the indoor space. It's about what's going on inside of us. But I have struggled a bit with the UK. I felt very uninspired. And COVID has really sort of reminded me that, yes, I need bigger challenges, but that doesn't always mean bigger places. And you can have big challenges right on the doorstep. And I've been thinking about a lot of them. I've been thinking about some things in the UK. I've got some plans that hopefully, regarding, like, depending on the situation, I will I will implement some of those. But I'm not putting pressure. I'm just staying open. We'll see what the year represents. And even if I can't do any of those things, the big things, because some of them, like, we've got a bunch of steps out there, I have a plan with the steps. That's fun for me. Even if I can't do any of the traveling things, like, there are so many things that can be done. And, you know, obviously, yes, running wild, I can go on about podcasts, I can go on about writing, I can go on about Patreon, I can go on about YouTube. Most of you guys watching this don't have those avenues, but you have your own, because you have your own unique skill set, you have your own unique attributes, you have your own new unique interests. And I even if you take 5 minutes after this live session is just finished and you write it down, like, what are your 5 main values? What are your 5 main personality traits that you like and don't like? Well, and so the ones you don't like, how can you sort of see those grow? What are your 5 main goals for life? And sort of just think about those things. And there's so much power in getting things out to here and on paper. And if you're like me and you need somebody who can help you with that, if you're on Patreon, chat with the Patreons. If you're not, speak to somebody who's close, pick up the phone, talk to whoever you live with. You know, dogs can be useful. Cats is a different conversation. Sorry, argument is now about to erupt. It's important we don't just float through life. Life has to be intentional. This is a gift, but it doesn't mean we just, like, put it in a sock drawer. Like, we have to use this. And we have to do things that maintain our energy flow. We have to do things that keep us inspired. And we are going to have bad days. And I'm not a big believer in it's okay not to be okay, because actually it's not okay not to be okay. Like, you deserve better, and we can get you to a better place. But it is okay to for your best to be less than your best on other days, if that makes sense. So long as you are looking at yourself, you're encouraging yourself, you're believing in yourself, like, that's awesome. And even if, like, literally, and there's the classic saying, if you literally just get out of bed and do your teeth, if that's all you can manage on one day, that's awesome, because I've been there, done that. And if you don't celebrate that as a victory, you're fooling. But if you can, even if you don't believe it, tell yourself that you're doing good. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're doing good, then boy, there is so much power in that. Not believing everything we think, writing things down, getting things out of here and into here is so powerful. So that's sort of just some thoughts for those of you guys who might be interested in that. I can see there's a whole conversation going on. And I've also had a few comments that obviously this is essentially or started as a hiking channel. And a few people have said, just go back to hiking. And I've really found that quite funny, because I'm more than just a hiker. Like, I'm more than just a person who wears a hat. You know, I'm more than just like, hiking for me is, I don't know, for me that just implies it's a very superficial thing. But for me, it's one of the most deepest life-changing things you can do. And I think if you're hiking and you're not using that time for self-reflection, then something's going wrong. Because we are nature. We're meant to be in nature. We're meant to be a part of nature. Today I had an interview with a really awesome guest who is one of the biggest natural history authors and TV producers in the UK. And it was a really good chat. Really enjoyed it. But, you know, we talked about, obviously, the power of being outside for mental health, sort of just explored that a little bit in his field of expertise. And I sort of said, you know, it's so true, because first of all, people don't want to put in the effort to learning about a subject. So in this particular instance, we were talking about birds and wildflowers. And I was saying, you know, how you can find a bird or a plant or whatever, and you can send that picture to someone and they can identify it for you. Or you can go to the bookshelf, and I always recommend the bookshelf. Pull out that ID book, have a flick through, make mistakes. In that mistakes, in the misidentification, please don't eat bad mushrooms. You're going to do the learning. And I said, it's not so much about the you know, obviously it's really rewarding, like, oh man, new wildflower, that is a globe buttercup or whatever it is. It's about that learning mindset and living that out day to day. Because if we don't have a learner's mindset, we are completely shutting ourselves off to possibility, to opportunity, to love, to gratitude, and we need all of those things. And for me, nature is the place where all of that starts. Nature for me is a spiritual place. It is a personal growth space. It is a creative space. It is a fitness space. It is a space for all of these things. And we had this conversation and I was saying, it really is about stripping things back. Like I said at the beginning, like good things don't happen quickly. You can't learn every bird song, every wildflower overnight. I mean, unless you have a photographic memory. Congratulations. I've never met anyone with that. That's cool. I'd like to see how that goes. But that learning is where we grow. It's where we go down avenues. It's where we go down tangents. It's where we hit dead ends. These things become part of us. And nature is an awesome place to start because for me, I in the example I gave, when I'm out hiking, when I'm camping, I'm so familiar with natural sounds. It makes me feel comfortable, but I can instantly recognize when something is different about the landscape I'm walking through. For example, I'm walking through a forest and I suddenly get a weird feeling like, okay, like perhaps I'm being followed or, perhaps I've just stepped in something I shouldn't step in. But generally, and the example is I tune into my senses because I'm used to doing that. Because for me, hiking isn't just about the hiking. And I realize there's no bird song. And that for me, can signal, oh, there's a storm coming in. I can now feel the pressure of the air or there's moisture in the air or whatever. It could be, oh, there's a wren making an alarm call over there. Something's disturbed it. What could that be? If I'm lying in my tent at night, like I really struggle with noises I don't understand when I'm wild camping. And that's quite dangerous for me. Anna's laughing because the last time we wild camped was on the Coleridge Way and I had a proper, it's not been formally diagnosed, but essentially it's a psychotic episode. Or psychosis, episode. And I'm seeing things. I am absolutely terrified. Like, I don't even know how you would describe that situation, but poor Anna, she's like, what have I got myself into? But
it was much safer for both of us to hold on to you. That's for sure.
Yeah, in case you can't hear that, she said it was much safer to hold on to me. So that's scary for me because if I don't know something in nature, that can trigger something. And that's one reason why I don't, at the moment, I'm working on it, have the best relationship for wild camping or with wild camping. But the thing is, I do know nature. And generally, I know the sounds of the night. I know the sounds of the natural environment, but I'm tuned into those. So to come full circle, there's always a full circle with me. It just takes a long time to get there. We do like a good long hike, don't we, here at Wild? People who say they like the channel should just be hiking. I just think they're missing the point. Hiking for me is the foundation and the conversation sparker for all of the important things in life, because the trail is like life with all its ups and downs, its twists and turns, its challenges, its dead ends, its because sometimes that happens on the trail. It's tears, it's laughters, it's seasons. That is what the trail is, and that is what life is. And Wild is about life. So I want to say thank you for all of you guys who are here and sticking around, because it means the world that you guys are willing to have real conversations, because without real conversations, the world is not going to get any better. The world is not going to change. It means we can't face the hard stuff. It means we can't connect. This is so important. And just by listening to this wild session, it is a wild session, isn't it? This live session, you are opening the doors to a meaningful conversation. And even if that's a conversation with yourself, that is so important. To answer an even deeper question, Scene, yes, the hoodies are coming soon. Very soon. We're working on a release date. They are going to be available for a limited time only because our printer can't print right now because of COVID. We have a select amount in stock. I mean, they're currently surrounding my spin bike. When they're gone, they're gone. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks and that's it. So I will let you know. Obviously, there'll be a countdown on socials. So keep an eye out. Sorry, dry mouth now. So I know a few guys have asked questions. I'm just going to have a wee shimmy up. What's that off? I can't read and hum and do this at the same time. It doesn't work. If you asked a question, could you just ask it again? When are the hats for sale? Do we let him off with that question? Never mind. It's my hat. Anyway, you know, I don't want to push this on longer than it needs to go on, but I feel like we've covered some really good stuff here. I'm just gonna have 1 second think because I know there was more I wanted to cover. Also, guys, actually, whilst you're here right now, whether you're on your phone or laptop, would you mind taking a screenshot of this and sharing it across social media, tagging Spend More Time in the Wild, so at Spend More Time in the Wild, because that would be really, really good. Just to get as many people as possible on these sessions, let them know that they're on 6 p.m. UK time, Wednesday. I'm going to show up. Please show up for me. It's a two-way thing. We've got to be there for each other. If you guys are here, it makes it easier for me to show up. Again, real life example. Let's do this thing. That would be really nice. So go, go, go. Screenshots. Boom, boom, boom.
Have you ever thought about writing a book?
Have I ever thought about writing a book? I've thought about most things. Who asked that? Are you on the live session?
Yep.
Oh.
Eddie.
Who?
Eddie.
Eddie, thank you for asking a question. Have I ever thought about writing a book? Yes, I have. In fact, we'll talk about that in the podcast episode, so please subscribe. I would love to write a book, but I have so many ideas. I just need to figure out which to start with. And also writing a book is not a simple thing, and I would like to give that time. So if this year really does go no outdoors time, then plenty of things to do. All right. Next question.
Was it Sir David on the podcast?
Was it Sir David? That's so funny because we were talking about that. Oh. You have to subscribe to find out. I should go into sales, mate. Buy this car. It's nice and shiny. Anna's going through the live thing right now, finding questions because she's.
How do you feel about the sense of restrictions being put on us from all the changing rules?
How do I feel about the restrictions being put on us from all the changing rules? I find it very disempowering. I find it very disheartening. I find it very frustrating. I do take COVID very seriously, to the degree in which I think it should be taken. I do not watch the news because I have to protect this and I have to protect this and I have to make sure there is truth coming my way and not. I don't need to hear the stories of, a potential new lockdown, a potential phase 7, no, I want to know what's happening. I want to know the facts. I want to know how to act, and then I want to know how to serve. So that is how I feel. I refuse, I will no to allowing this to sink because of it, because I don't want to be controlled by things outside of me anymore. This is where prison is, not this. Anything can happen out here, but so long as I'm sound in here, nothing can touch me. And I really believe that.
Oh, even I'm getting inspired over here.
I don't even know if they can hear you, but
sorry.
There's a few more present questions. Someone is permanently saying, mash the like button.
Where are your mugs from?
These mugs?
I guess so.
Or this mug.
Or this mug.
This mug is from Israel. Your mug is from... This is not a mug. If you're going to talk about this.
It's a big sister mug.
Yours is a boiler. Cheers. Cheers. Where's your mug?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, Anna's here.
My mug is from Carré, which is a little interior, a bit like, do you have butlers here? Interior design sort of shop.
We did talk about getting a butler once. Guys, we have a volunteer role open. If you'd like to be our butler and bring us popcorn in bed, you are absolutely welcome. The application's open on the 27th of July.
Yeah, so this is from a shop in Germany.
Mm.
Yeah. And the other big one, where did I buy that? I got that in the UK, I think.
The pink one?
Yeah, the white pink one. Somebody commented.
It absorbs your face. Yeah.
I am a big human being. I need a lot of liquid.
As I was saying, it's hard to drink cold things at the moment. This, as I say, this is handmade in Israel. I have 2 bowls like it as well. Thank you, Etsy. Amen. Sorry.
No,
have something to say. Okay, let's have a quick look because I know there's a few more questions.
Oh.
No, I caught up to where you are now. Angel Delight, butterscotch, or banana? Banana is in a banana.
I don't know. What is Angel Delight?
Angel Delight. That rings a bell. Wasn't
it on Bake Off at some point?
No, that was Turkish Delight. Oh, what was it? Angel Delight.
Isn't that okay?
Okay, we both know what Turkish delight is.
I know popcorn. That is sweet.
Can you tell what we eat? We love fruit and veg. We eat so much fruit and veg. Like
It's
we don't
insane.
even have to try to eat healthy. Like I want to be very sensitive about diet here.
Mm.
But our obsession, that is the right word, is popcorn.
Yeah.
Sweet or salty popcorn? Comment below. Go, go, go. Okay, next question. What is the one learning point that has come out from your December experience? That's a nice question.
Which December experience? Oh,
my
December
breakdown experience. I think I have a lot of learning points. I think I'm still learning the learning points. One thing at a time is actually really beneficial. Less is more. I know they're so cliche, but it's like until you go through the experience, you can't harness the power of them. Look after yourself. Take breaks.
Listen to your girlfriend.
Yeah, listen to your girlfriend. You don't get popcorn otherwise.
It's an active signing off, I would say. I would say you have improved with that.
Yeah, today I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had this session. I'd researched all morning. I'd done my walk, and then it's like boom, like let's get on with this. 4 hours at the computer researching. Last night, same. And then I do the interview, 2 hours or whatever it is. And then I finish and I'm like, I think I'm just done for the day. Should we just go for a walk? So we go for a walk. And then halfway I'm like, I have a live session. No. And then I was a little bit disappointed, like purely because I had actively taken that space and given myself some time out. And then my phone goes, Dee, you have a live session in half an hour. I'm like, okay, fine. This is great. Let's use it well because I'm in a good space. So that's nice. Yeah. And it is nice to be in a good space because it is not permanently like this. The weekend is a prime example of that. It was not such a good space. We both have our ups and downs. So yeah, real life.
Daily.
In it. Please can we have toddler-sized t-shirts so my grandson can have a matching t-shirt? When COVID restrictions are lifted, he's going to be a walking buddy. Yeah, it's good to have walking buddies.
Yeah, that is definitely one of our goals of 2021. We are already looking into children's sizes. But with COVID and our printing lady, always got to be aware of Bobby, especially because he had a rumbly tummy today.
Yeah, he hasn't been very well. It's a new medication.
But we are definitely working on kid sizes.
They will come your way at some point. As I say, everything you say is really important. Let me know when you get the book done. Happy to help with the formatting, editing, and design, as I have software for doing that for my books. Thank you, actually. That's very helpful. You have a bazillion hi, Annas.
Hi.
Oh, it's the popcorn. Hi. It's happening.
Is it?
Ready?
Oh, mixed popcorn.
Salted caramel. Not a popcorn fan. Whoa.
Just
no. It's an open space. If you don't like popcorn, we still love you. But yes. Can we have your popcorn?
Exactly. If you do get offered a portion, just send it our way.
Yeah. Popcorn in bed.
Yes. But then we have the issue. Abbie likes to put a little handful of popcorn on the duvet, and then because it's quite humid in the house, the whole duvet gets sticky.
Humid, moist is the word. It's quite damp.
It's
humid
wet.
Implies it's warm.
True. Oh yeah, it's
no popcorn at all. Salted. Popcorn. Both sweet and salty. God, there's more salty people here.
Ooh.
Paprika.
Ooh, I've had that. I've
That's
had
niche.
that in India quite a bit.
Yeah.
Bobby, come here. Come on, boy.
Drink tea. Oh, okay, I'm doing tea. Any chance of a Q&A session with Bobby? He seems like he has a lot to say. Okay, you have 5 minutes. Give me questions for Bobby and I'll answer them as Bobby talks directly, specifically, exactly. Great. Your Bobby's hoodie might fit grandson true. Love the small bear. Like, he is a little bear. He thinks he's a bear. Aww. Chili and lime's good popcorn. I'm just letting them talk about popcorn.
That's cool. Oh, how about cheese popcorn? It's a very disgusting thing that I learned about in India, and it's very repulsive. But at the first time, it was enticing.
Yeah.
Just because of my love for cheese. You, on the other hand, when you first smelt it.
No judgment. Okay, questions for Bobby. Bobby, do you like cats?
Well, they're all a bit bigger than me, and it's quite scary actually. So no, I don't actually. No.
Next question. Why did you call him the Bean? Bobby, why are you called the Bean?
Because actually, quite regularly, I'm rather farty, like you would be after you've ate a lot of beans, and I'm not much bigger than a bean.
Bobby, that's not why I named you the Bean, actually.
Why did you?
I thought you were going to carry on with the role. You're doing quite well there.
Why did you?
Bobby, I named you the Bean because it just, I don't know, Bobby the Bean. Like, you look like a bean, you know, you could
But then
be...
I have much more hair. Are your beans normally hairy? Do you have hairy beans? Mum, I'm taking this serious.
That
Why
is not
did
a question you want to get asked on a live session. Do you have hairy beans?
Moving on, back to the popcorn.
Okay, right. It's all happening. Bobby, you're getting the questions. Why does Bobby dislike walking? Because he's a miserable old bean, that's why. No, he generally is never like the outside. He finds it, I can tell you, he definitely finds it harder because Penny isn't here anymore. She is in dog. She's partying with Jesus. He just doesn't know how to do dog things, you know. And he generally is. He's a very, very anxious dog. So anything, he's very scared. So I think that's why
He gets afraid of himself while he's eating his food.
he does. He really does. Like if he sees his reflection or he touches the bowl, he will literally fall over backwards because he is so scared. You know that cat thing, the trend that went by when a cat sees a gherkin or something
Or
behind them.
banana or something.
Yeah, like, and they go, whoa, that's Bobby basically. But
Every
he
day.
does that himself. Okay, Bobby, do you ever like sleep in Abbie's hat? No. Better not. No, he doesn't.
No.
Bobby, which is your favorite walk? From the bed to the food bowl. How old is Bobby? He is 12 and a half now, aren't you, my lad? Are you a big boy? Are you a big boy? You are a big boy. Yeah. He's 12 and a half. His birthday is on the 6th of September. So you can send him all the birthday cookies for his birthday if you would like. He also has birthday cookies today,
coffee,
tomorrow, and yesterday. Next question. How much wolf percentage is Bobby? In his opinion, 98.76. In my opinion, negative 5,000. Let's talk about biscuits and gravy. That can only be Patrick.
Oh,
Niche. Bobby, what is your opinion about all the hiking that humans do? You can be Bob. Bobby, do you like the hiking?
Blech. I don't like it. I want warmth and I want bed. Leave me alone.
Just be gone. Stop talking to me. What's been his longest trail? He came and did some of the Southwest Coastal Path for 3 days with me and Mum once, which was sad because he got heat stroke and I was very scared for his life. We never did that again. He stays here. Will you ever do the PCT? That is, if I got paid $5 every time someone asked me that, like, I would give it all back.
Financial struggles would not be.
No, I will do the PCT one day. Yes, I will. Absolutely. I'm just reading some comments now, which is actually quite nice. Where did you get Bobby from? Usually from
bean can.
A hairy butterbean can. Is he a butterbean, a kidney bean, a cannellini bean, a baked bean?
He's definitely a baked bean.
Oh, this is good, man.
Oh.
This is great. Okay. Bobby, where did you find Abbie and Anna? He's like, unfortunately. No, he's the bestest pal. Yeah. Anyway, right. Will you ever go? Oh, will you ever go to Everest Base Camp? Abbie, not Bobby. Oh man, Sean, that is awesome.
I'm packing my pack and I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Mummy, I'm gonna go to the mountains.
Also, I realized I did that mistake. Do you remember we were talking about Sean Conway? And I thought it was Sean. It is Sean, right?
Yeah.
Because I just SEAN.
Yeah.
I struggle.
sure.
I'm stupid. Told you.
You're not stupid.
Never mess with your
Can
girlfriend.
we all tell her off together? Maybe, the accumulated energy is going to get in there past the hat.
I would love to do Everest Base Camp, and actually, if I can share something with you, I have. Actually, I'm not going to share that with you. Sorry, but I will say, hope taken away. No, I have so many ideas for Wild, and that's another reason why the more financial support we can get. Great, now they're all shouting at me. The more financial support we can get for Wild, the more of these ideas can come into reality, from supporting other people to achieve their dreams and get outside, like literally step one to making it happen, to yes, bigger films, bigger adventures, bigger expeditions. So just say yes,
Bigger
Everest
mountains.
bigger mountains. Anyway, that's fun. Great. Everyone says I'm not stupid.
Yeah, because you're not.
I sent you a message on Facebook. Oh, sorry guys. Actually, Facebook isn't working for me right now, the messenger thing, because it goes on the business suite and I can't see any of the messages. It's clearly formatted wrong. Okay, guys, I'm going to share the Patreon link one more time, and I am going to get ready to sign off because it is 7 o'clock and it is
Dinner time.
tea time.
Salad is. We decided to call it dinner.
No, you decided to call it dinner. I love you.
Well, I'll make you a cup of tea then, and I'll have the salad myself.
I like the salad. You already took the popcorn from me today.
I didn't.
Metaphorically.
I asked whether we could have lunch.
Tea time. See? Lunch.
Yeah, but you English people drive on the left side of the road.
You English people. Oh, something's happening on my laptop. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I just forget that people are watching this. Time to walk the dog. Mine, not yours. Oh, yeah, he's been out. He would not be happy with that.
No, he didn't even want to come for the second little round.
Yeah, he stayed at home alone. Okay, guys, I think this is a really nice time to wrap it up as we get into a heated debate about tea dinner. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It is always a little bit nerve-wracking coming on a live session. I mean, literally 30 seconds before clicking go, I'm just like, what am I talking about? But essentially, I trust
the journey,
the craziness of this, and whatever comes up, I just let it out. So I hope there have been valuable things. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Hopefully you took a screenshot of this. If you didn't, now is the time, because Bobby is in it and he's cute, and this one's a lot better looking than I am. So take that screenshot, share it, tell people to get on board. Please support Wild however you can by liking this video, join the podcast. There's a bazillion things for you to get stuck into. And hey, have a think about those questions I put at the beginning, with regards to writing down your values, writing down your attributes, writing down your goals. Think about how you can intertwine those things, and don't be afraid to get in touch if you have anything you'd like to run by us. So any final words from you?
No, I'm a bean.
Oh. And from you?
Oh, I'm in here as well. No, just keep going in this very weird time of life, and take the best away from these sessions.
Yeah. Thank you. That was very valuable.
Was it?
It was better than Paul Hollywood on the Bake Off. And that is a compliment. Just to say, there is a facility to meet new people on Patreon. There is the community. And if you're on social media, Facebook, that's even better, because you really can interact with people real life time. And it is so cool. Yeah.
Very heartwarming, especially since the Dachshunds have been added.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, because I couldn't see them in the first place, because Facebook is playing up a little bit.
It is playing up, yeah. But we'll get there. We can't get Wi-Fi here, so we're 4G, and that's not been great this week either for productivity, has it? We had that.
No.
What was that?
Today was alright, but
it was a weekend actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing was working. If it's cloudy, we struggle. Cool, guys. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay well, and of course, stay wild. Bye, guys. Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.